Did you have a nice weekend?
Yes, I did. I noticed a glow.
Oh, really?
Yes, there's a definite glow.
Okay.
So love life is looking up.
Let's just say we're still talking. That's good.
What does that mean? That doesn't sound as
You freaked me
enthusiastic.
out.
Hmm?
No, you freaked me out last week, and you
Why?
said this weekend could be the weekend that makes us or breaks us.
Yeah,
And could
this is. I mean, your love life recently. We could describe it as. I think nuns have got more action.
That's true. Yeah.
So it's not. But on the internet, you met a Royal Marine,
Yes, I did. Yeah.
and you and Marine Boy, when I spoke last time, had been seeing each other for a matter of days.
Mm-hmm.
And you were talking about you were going camping together. Now, any kind of holiday trip together, that really sorts a relationship out.
Yeah.
And you were also bringing his 2 or 3 year old son.
Yeah. Yeah. Archie is a little boy.
Okay.
He's nearly 3. He's not quite 3
Yes.
yet. Yeah. So I
And
was meeting Archie.
yes, well, take me through it.
Okay. So we've only been dating for a few weeks, but bearing in mind though he's been away as well.
Yes.
So this is kind of like our second weekend together.
Right. This is
And
this is moving at quite the pace.
I know it is, isn't it?
Yes.
But basically, okay, the truth is it's my friend's birthday and we go camping every year.
Uh-huh.
We go to this little place in Swanage. And this year he said, I've got an amazing idea. Let's go camping, but let's do it Bear Grylls style. So as a friend, you
Living off
have
the land.
yes. And as a friend, you have a duty to be there and make an effort for people's birthdays. I think he's a good friend and he's always made it to my birthdays. So I said, yes, we'd go.
So this is no, shall we drive into the town and get a pizza?
No, no, no. Should we go for a little meal? No, this is, shall we go into the middle of nowhere with 2,000 square acres around us? No civilization for miles.
Let's
And
add a bloke you've hardly met, a bloke you hardly know, and his son.
yes, first time meeting. Yeah, well, why not? Because I met his friends last week. So I thought, well, might as well introduce him to mine this week and see how we get on.
Okay. You did say
Okay,
that you were going to sleep in the Land Rover, though.
Yeah, but you see, Mark is a Marine and he knows this stuff. And he said it's so cold. If we sleep in the Land Rover, it's like living in a fridge.
Yeah.
So he said it's actually warmer if you sleep in the tent. So we took a 6-man tent instead. It
And
was
the
nice.
three-
It had a little
The
porch.
3 of you were in the tent.
And Tommy the dog.
Right.
Because don't forget, I'm looking after Mum's dog for the week as well.
Right. So you put the young lovebirds in a tent with his son
Yeah.
and a dog
Yeah.
in the middle of nowhere. Mm-hmm. There's no action happening here, is there?
No, nothing.
No.
I mean, Tommy
There's
and
no
Archie-
there's no room for romance in that scenario at all. Even I know that. Yeah.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I think we've moved forward kind of to quite a few stages already to the no sleeping together part.
Oh, you've moved on to the plateau.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. You're out
But
of
no,
the
it's,
you're out of the valley of romance, and you're now onto the high plains of routine. Okay.
well, you know me, I move quickly.
You have moved very quickly, but you moved quickly in the last one as well. So yeah, this is your speed. Yes. Okay. So how'd it go?
It was really good. It was amazing. Yeah, we
Yes.
turned up. We basically it's this place in. I wish I could remember. Oh, Prometheus is the name of the business, and what it does is a guy that has a business called Prometheus, and he is a bushcraft specialist. So he teaches you how to build fires, how to build shelters, how to make food. You know,
Which
all
would be
that
handy
stuff.
skills if this was 1,000 years ago.
Yeah, or if you go traveling and you get stuck. He did say
Go
though, there's
traveling
only
and get stuck. Where? When
Oh,
are you going to
no.
go traveling and get stuck in the middle of what, after a plane crash or something? What are you thinking?
No, my friend got lost in the Western Outback, Australia for 3 days.
Well, that was their stupid fault for going in the western outback of Australia.
Yeah, well, you never know. You know me, I like to go, riding the horses in the New Forest. What if I get stuck?
All right. I think you could walk your way out of the New Forest, though,
Yeah.
couldn't you?
It's still good skills
It's
to
not
know,
Western
though, isn't
Australia, is it?
it? No, that's true.
Okay. Just want to make that clear.
But
All right.
it was good fun. Yeah, definitely. I now know how to how to build a fire with 6 different types of things.
6 different types of things. Like what?
Yeah. So, well, the first one is a match.
Yes.
Yeah.
But see, I can do that one.
But there's also a chemical one where if you put different chemicals together, it actually makes fire.
Okay. And, when you're out there in the middle of nowhere, these chemicals are readily available growing on the trees?
No, you have to take those with you in preparation.
Okay, right, okay.
Then there's the stone and
Stone?
yeah. Do you know this
Stone.
one?
I know the rubbing 2 sticks together.
Yeah, I couldn't do that
No,
one.
I don't think anyone can do that one. I
got
think
that.
unless the sticks are dried out and you're in the middle of Africa, I don't think you can actually do that one.
No.
You find 2 damp
But
twigs, you ain't making fire.
the one that freaks me out the most
Yeah.
is if you have wire, like that fine wire that you can sand stuff down with. Come on,
Brillo pads.
Yeah, like that.
Right. Wire wool.
The wire wool, that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
If you put the end of a battery on wire wool, it sets on fire.
Yeah, pretty well would. Yeah, because the resistance is so
Well,
low.
how
Yeah.
crazy is that? Because I never knew that. And no one says to you, don't put batteries and wire wool in the car together. So if I had them in the boot, they could have caught on fire and I'd never know.
No, not unless they touch the battery and they were also connected. They have to be touched to both poles of the battery. All right.
No, they don't. They just have to be at the end.
They do have to. The current has to go somewhere.
I swear,
I know.
Graham.
Was the wire wool touching the body of the car?
No, it was touching his hand.
Was his hand?
No, it was on the ground. No, it was on wood.
You've got to have both to make a circuit. You need the both ends.
I'm not joking. He just took the end of the battery.
Okay, we had the miracle of the wire wool. Meet this guy.
Okay. I'm gonna have to get some to show you. It was incredible.
I'm not having that. I'm not having that. You connected something to one side of a battery and you got a current. It's no way.
No, because it wasn't the battery. I think it was the liquid or something in the battery. So he just touched the end of the battery on the wire wool, and no joke, it set on fire. The wire wool set on fire.
Car battery.
Yeah, no, a little like a little normal
I'm
battery.
Car battery. No, a normal battery.
Yeah, like I think it's a double D battery. I think.
Really?
No, they're the big round ones, aren't they?
Yeah.
What's the square ones?
The 9-volt. The little 9-volt.
It's like that big. It was tiny. It was like
it's
an
a
inch.
9-volt battery. Yeah, he put it across the 2 terminals of the 2 sides. There's 2 terminals on the top of a 9-volt battery. He's put it across the 2 and made a circuit. Yeah, he hasn't put it on.
Oh,
I think right. Okay. No, all right. Well, that's interesting. 9-volt battery. Yeah.
That's scary because they never tell you to not put those together in the back of a car.
Have you ever put them on your tongue?
No.
You've never done that.
No.
Have you got a 9-volt battery handy?
No.
You must.
Why?
You've never done that. That's how you test whether there's any life in them.
Are you winding me up?
No, get a 9-volt battery.
I haven't got any. Why would you put a battery on your tongue?
Okay, here's why we put batteries on our tongues.
Yeah.
There is a bigger 9-volt battery, the big R square one. Have you seen them?
Yes.
Right. They can be used to run certain transistor radios that use small 9-volt batteries. You can just put a wire into where the 9-volt should go, and the big arse one, and they last for ages. The radio not quite as portable when you do that. Also, you can do all kinds of things with a 9-volt battery. There used to be a big torch you could put, those big torches? You used to put the big arse 9-volt battery in. And they had the 2 springs on the top, which are the terminals. So it's just like a giant version of the little 9-volt. Okay?
Right. Yes.
Now, those big ones, they're quite expensive. Okay. But they're also in pretty much every roadside roadworks. You know those yellow lamps on tripods?
Yeah.
Yeah. There are 9-volt batteries in those lamps.
You're kidding.
No. And those 9-volt batteries, some of them are good and some of them are dead. So if you are stealing one, you don't want to steal a dead one. So the way to check is, ow, yeah, that one's good. That's how I know. I thought everybody knew that.
No.
You've never licked the battery.
No, we've never licked a battery.
I was much younger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that is kind of a boy thing to do, isn't it?
It was probably a local skill. One of the. Well,
Oh,
there
right.
you go. Living off the land. You know,
Yeah.
in a land where there are no batteries, I know how to find a good battery.
You know how to steal one.
Just call me I'm practically a Marine.
Yeah.
No,
It
that's
was
how
interesting though.
I can't believe you've never licked a battery.
I can't believe you've asked me if I've ever licked a battery. Why would I do that?
To see if it's any good. Have you ever
why
had a
would I
flat
care?
battery? If you have a flat battery and you want to check, and then you find out whether it's a good battery or not. You know, real quick.
If I have a flat battery, I half the time don't even realise it's the battery that's flat. Fair enough.
Okay.
But what was really interesting was how the guys really became men.
Oh, really?
Like they really, they turned into macho men.
If a man can make fire, he's
Man
a
makes fire.
real man.
And then the guy who runs it, Joe, he was so lovely. And some of my friends went who had babies. So we had little Archie. Then we had Nikki has my goddaughter Ruby, who's 6 months old. And then Lou has Eliza, who's only 1 month old.
Where does camping begin and child abuse end? Because surely food and shelter are two of the basic things that a parent should provide for a child. And straight away, you've taken those two away. They're the basics.
Really?
Food and shelter.
Yeah, well, the shelter comes from the mum. The food comes from the mum. So actually, she can take a baby anywhere. And the shelter.
Oh, you mean right? Okay.
Yeah.
The thing. Yeah.
The breast.
Yes. Because the breast milk is better anyway, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
It is.
And the packaging is way more appealing.
But then they've got camper vans. So actually,
Right.
They've got the shelter as well. So we didn't actually survive. We went to base camp where we set up our tent. And obviously I took everything in the kitchen sink.
Oh, did you
I
really?
literally took preparation.
Full set of makeup, hair straighteners, the whole thing.
Yeah, food.
You took hair straighteners?
No, I straightened my hair before we went.
Okay. Which is what you always do in a time of crisis. Quick!
I can't...
Where's the hair straighteners? This plane's going down.
And then the first thing Dave said was, have we got 4G around here for my iPad? I'm like, what? You're surviving. You can't
Who's
have
Dave?
4G. Dave's my friend. Dave's with Nikki, and Nikki has little Ruby. So they're parents, and they've got little Ruby. Apparently, the iPad plays like white noise and nice music to help Ruby go to sleep.
Right, okay.
So he wants to know.
They hypnotise the child every night. Okay. So they don't provide food and shelter, but they know how to knock the child out with electronic fuzz and mind-bending sounds. Great.
Yeah, to go with the nice bird sounds that were natural. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was good.
I just used to get sat in front of the test card. Did the same thing.
Did you?
Go and sit and watch the telly. There's nothing on. Play school's on in a minute. Just wait.
How long do you have to wait for?
Hours. Felt like hours. Anyway.
Do you know, my dad was watching the rugby once. When I was 4, I stood in front of it because I wanted attention. So he made me stand in the corner to my back, like facing the wall, because I'd been naughty, because I'd messed about in front of the television. He forgot about me until Mum came home. Yeah, she said, why is Amy in the corner? He was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Get out.
So anyway, meanwhile, back at the camping trip, everybody survived. No one had to, you didn't have to resort to cannibalism, anything like that.
No, we were fine.
You were fine.
I had, they were kind enough to make me my own pasta because I was allergic to some of the food that they had. Yes. But the interesting thing was axe throwing. So we had to learn how to throw axe and throw knives.
Why?
In case we get stuck and we happen to have an axe and we need to hunt food, I guess. You got to learn how to
You hunt food with an axe?
Yeah, because the next day was archery. So day 1 was learning to axe throw and day 2 was archery.
And what are you supposed to throw an axe at? A rabbit?
Well, he said that they were just people that, there's axe throwing competitions.
Fine, great.
Come on, as a man,
yes.
have you ever wanted to throw an axe and throw a knife?
No.
Really? But you lick a battery?
Sure. So, but I'm saying this is a survival skill, is throwing an axe. What kind of beast are you supposed to bring down with an axe? A deer? I'm trying to work it out.
Protection?
Protection?
Yeah.
See, now I don't think it's great protection, because surely if you've got an axe, the phrase, "Look out, I've got an axe," that's kind of a lot of protection.
Yeah.
If you throw the axe, you no longer have an axe.
No, that is true.
I would say throwing the axe, not the best use of it for protection, because you're only going to get one shot at that. Have I overthought this?
No, maybe that one was just for
If
fun.
you have a lot of axes, you have axes, out of the, and you just keep on going, fine. But I'm guessing if you've got lots of axes, you're going to be weighed down with axes, and your other great thing, which is your ability to run away, is taken away from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that isn't part of survival then. But he did say that there are people that have competitions. There's axe throwing competitions.
Right, but they're not trying to survive, are they? They're just trying to be good at throwing axes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you did axe throwing?
It was fun.
So
and
what
it was
did you
at this
throw the axes
at a target, at a stump with a target.
How'd you go?
Not very good.
Okay.
So it was at this point that I realised I quite like being a girl.
Yeah.
So, I tried to build fire, and that was fun. And I tried to build shelter, and that was really good fun.
Yeah.
But the axe throwing bit was just too much, too manly.
It gets back to what I always keep saying. They can go on and on and on and on and put the word great in front of the word outdoors. But the truth is, outdoors is not better than indoors. And when outdoors gets better than indoors, it's when outdoors resembles indoors the most. For instance, when it's raining, it's not great outdoors. When it's a glorious, lovely day, it's like being inside with the lights on and the air conditioning set just perfectly. The only time the outdoors becomes great is when it's most like the indoors.
Mm-hmm. Do you know, on this occasion, I have to agree.
Thank you. The bottom line is, no, truthfully, this is how it works. I'm usually right, but
not all the time.
But you don't realize it at the time. It takes a little while, sometimes years, but you do get there, usually. I'm not all the time, no, but usually.
Well, on not normally, I like the great outdoors because I like being outside. Yeah, I love being outside with Blackjack, and I love the fresh air, and I get stuffy inside. I get stuffy in the house with the air conditioning. It dries out your skin, it ruins your hair, and it's not great. Outdoors, it's fresh and it's clean and it's lovely. It's beautiful. Do you know the sunsets and the sunrises are amazing at the moment?
The sun
They're so
is a deadly killer. Melanoma ring a bell? You can look at the sun out the window if you want. Not that I would want. If I had my way, I wouldn't even have windows. I don't see the point in them. There's a couple of things I don't see the point in. I don't see the point in windows. What's the point in a window? We've got lights now. We've got electricity. We can make light. We don't need to let light in through the window. That I don't understand. And the other thing I don't understand, the dimmer switch. I'm going to invent a device that makes something that works well not work as well as it can. That's what a dimmer switch is.
Well, point one with the sun is you definitely need some vitamin C. Vitamin D. Vitamin D is what the sun brings you, and you need it because it makes you not so grumpy.
Where's the fun in that?
Need vitamin D. And as for the dimmer switch, don't you love just turning down that dimmer and turning down that light so it's not so bright and it's a little bit more cozy? It's a bit like candlelight.
I have the maximum light I possibly can. Always. If there is it's like even in the kitchen, we've got two light switches. One switches on all the little lights around the edge and another switch turns a bit. I always turn them on together because I want the maximum amount of light. If I designed a house, it would have no windows. All the walls would be white and it would be lit like a Stanley Kubrick set. It would be like 2001. It would be so bright. I would be able to find anything. We went on a weekend to Stockholm. And the hotel room was so dark. The hotel rooms are always dark. And they'd got some designer to design the lighting, which basically meant they're not going to light it properly.
Okay. Did you like Stockholm?
Before I get on to Stockholm.
Okay.
So, you survived the outdoorsman experience?
Yes. Yeah, it was lovely.
Okay.
So we had the tent and it was nice. And then Archie was really cold in the night. So he came into bed with us. And then Tommy, the dog, was shaking as well. So he came into bed with us. So it was all very cozy. I have to say, I think I would have preferred a hotel at this point.
Yeah.
That would have been quite nice. Yeah. For the first time ever. Because
you are in now a full-scale DEFCON 5 relationship. Now.
We made it. But
you are fully involved now. There's nowhere else for this relationship to go. It is now at maximum. It is at warp speed now.
Well, I think I passed the Archie test.
Aha.
So that was the big thing for this weekend, was bonding time for me and the little boy.
Yes.
So I think we did that because the next day we went to watch Mark play football, and I had Archie whilst Mark was playing football.
You're not a keen fan of football, though?
No, I know. I can't stand football. But it's much more fun when you know someone who's playing.
Okay.
And that's okay. I wouldn't want to watch it on the TV. Like, I wouldn't want to watch Liverpool play.
Because you haven't got a team. When you've got a team, that's a whole different deal.
Well, why would I want... What team would I have anyway?
Liverpool.
Well, that's only because you support Liverpool. But I don't particularly like Liverpool, and I don't think they play very well.
Well,
so why
if
would
you've been
I
watching
back
it lately,
Liverpool?
you'll be right. But there's a new manager's about to come in, and everything's going to change.
Oh, they're just going to
gonna
save the world, aren't they? The new
exciting.
manager's coming in, and he's going to bring in new people, and
Yeah.
they're no longer going to throw themselves on the floor like girls, pretending that they've hurt themselves.
Let's move away from football. Clearly, it's a problem area. But like I say, I'm amazed you managed to watch football with your views on that particular sport. Do you want to talk about rugby, or should we not even go there?
No, we can talk about rugby because,
Wasn't
my
that
brother's
funny?
a professional rugby player.
Wasn't that
weren't they?
funny?
Yeah, they're shocking. Shocking. It's embarrassing.
Not for me,
Why?
because I'm Australian.
You're half Australian. You're Australian. If England had won,
Yes.
you would be through and through English.
I went to a bar in Stockholm, an Irish bar, and stood with a load of Kiwis, who of course were supporting England because they're Kiwis. And actually, no, some of them weren't over the Reyna thing. Some of them were very upset about that, and rightly so. In case you don't know, there was some English people did a Reyna. That was the Macarena, because they wanted a reference about 20 years old, I don't know, and did a Macarena type haka, and it's really upset New Zealand. So
I'm not surprised. It's a bit
Yes,
embarrassing. There's levels that you go to, and
Yes.
that was just way below the belt.
It was. Anyway, so I supported Australia all night. Oh, I support New Zealand in rugby.
Yeah.
But in that particular game, I supported Australia because that was the British thing to do.
Support the opposition.
No. Follow me. Follow my logic here. Okay. Mm-hmm. I have 3 passports. Let's forget the New Zealand one for now because it only complicates things. We'll use that in the later rounds of the competition. One of the passports I have is Australian. Another passport I have is British because I was born here. Now, I didn't get to choose where I was born. I did get to choose to become an Australian. I think that's an important point, but let's leave that aside. Let's just say I'm half British and half Australian for the sake of argument for this game. And this game is England versus Australia. So who am I going to support?
England.
Why?
Oh, no, you'd support Australia because you chose to be Australian.
No, let's leave that aside. Let's just forget that. Let's just say I'm half Australian, half New Zealand. Half Australian, half British. How do I choose which to support?
I don't know.
What is the British thing, the great British thing, particularly in sport?
Oh.
We support, as British, we support the underdog.
Oh, okay.
England are playing at Twickenham.
Mm-hmm.
They are the host nation. And according to the bookies, they are second favourites to win the entire tournament behind New Zealand.
Oh, wow.
So clearly, England going into that game were favourites to win it. Australia were the underdogs. So the British thing for me to do was to support Australia, which is what I did. And
you won. Well done.
Great.
Would you have said, though, that the British were the underdogs on this game?
No,
because
the
they
English.
Lost. Yeah,
the Welsh and the Scots are still in it.
Okay, so the English, because the English had lost against Wales the week before.
No. Not when
So
they're
technically,
not when they're playing at
Wales-
Twickenham. They're
We see, I'm-
playing at Twickenham.
I
the
know,
home
but
of rugby.
well, you see, this is where England went wrong. Yeah, they've stopped pumping so much into England, and Wales have just come on through, and they've been pumping loads of money into their young boys from about 16,
That's
and now
not
they're
the
at the
reason
level.
why Wales are so good.
Why is it then?
The reason why Wales is so good is because their coach is a New Zealander.
Oh, really? You can't even give Wales the credit they deserve.
Do you know how many of the teams playing in this Rugby World Cup have New Zealanders for coaches?
No, how many?
7.
Oh, really?
7. So you're telling me it doesn't make any difference at all, but 7 teams have gone that way?
Is one of them on the Japan team?
I can't remember now. Wales obviously is one of them. I don't know who the other 6 are. I only know that figure, but that figure is true. There are 7, and one of them obviously is coaching New Zealand. So there are 5 others, and they're the only one. What does that tell you?
So out of then New Zealand and Australia now,
yes.
Who are you going to back the whole way through?
New Zealand.
The whole way?
All the way. New Zealand are going to win it.
I'm going to back Wales.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm part Welsh.
So you're backing New Zealand as well?
No, I'm backing Wales.
Wales have a New Zealand coach.
Yeah, but just because your coach jumped onto our side doesn't mean to say I'm backing New Zealand. I'm backing Wales. He obviously thinks Wales has got potential, which they have.
No, Wales think he's
They're
got
grafters.
potential. They're paying him. He's not paying them.
Okay.
All right. So
tell me about Stockholm.
Just before, we've got the camping thing. That's fine. Right. Okay. Yes. Let's move on to the relationship itself. It is now.
Wait, I was telling you about Archie.
Yes.
So when I was watching Mark play football, he turned to me and said, you're my best friend.
Oh.
How nice is that?
I hope he doesn't tell his mum.
No. What? Well, his mum knows now.
But that you're his best friend and she's not.
No, because she'll be his best friend. But yeah, his mum knows we're together. So.
With danger.
I know, isn't it? But I thought that was really lovely because he was kind of like, he was really the make or break for us, I think. If Archie and I didn't get on.
Oh, clearly.
Then there would have been no hope for me and Mark.
No.
But,
because if he's going to the kind of weekend where he ends up in a tent with his son and a dog and you, he knew going in there would be no romance.
Yes.
So clearly that side of the relationship, let's be tacky and say the physical side, he's happy with how that's worked out and he's moved on to a new test, which is the rest of the relationship side. So this is all looking good. If he wasn't sure about the other bit, there'd be a few more, qualifying games before the knockout series, shall we say.
You put it so nicely.
I'm trying to skirt around it. What can I do?
I felt like I had 2 children though, because Tommy was like a child himself. I mean,
Yes.
he was just here, there, and everywhere. And having, I never knew a dog could shake. But actually, if he's in a hot environment, like a heated environment, like inside a house all the time, he's not used to the great outdoors. So I had to wrap him up in a blanket.
He's a dog.
I know, but he was cold. He was shaking. So he came in as well. But no, all in all, it was a really, really good weekend. Loved it.
Great.
We got on like a house on fire.
So when do you see him again?
Relationship-wise, on Thursday.
This Thursday coming?
Yes.
What's the date?
The next day. We're going to, I need to meet his mum. And he needs to meet mine.
Wow, this is
I know.
some pace.
Do you think?
Yes.
Do you really think it's moving quickly?
Yes. Julie didn't meet my mother till a week before we got married.
That is, how long were you together?
I can't remember now. We met on February the 22nd, 1986. And we got married on October the 3rd, 1987. So
Let's be honest though, you were how many thousands of miles away from your parents?
12,000.
Yeah, how many miles am I away?
I don't know.
2.
Okay, right, okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't think I could.
still think I would have kept them apart.
Really? I have no choice in the matter.
No, I did, and I took that. I played that card.
It worked well. Yeah,
So-
28 years now.
Well, what's the
Together.
what's the date that you're going on Thursday then?
So his family have a pub and they're doing a pub quiz. So we're going to go there. And in the meantime, I think we'll meet my mum at some point, go and have a coffee with my dad and have a coffee with them, and then head over to the pub where I'll meet his parents. Do you think that's too quick then? Do you think that's too soon?
Well, what is it? 3 weeks?
Well, it will be 4 by then.
I don't know. Only you know. You're the one gauging it, and if it seems that that's the way he wants it to
Do
go.
you know, I spend so long like not being single and not being with anybody.
Yes.
And then when I am with people, I try and keep it really slow and really steady. And with
Really?
this one, I thought,
The last
yeah,
one, not so slow.
that wasn't my fault though, was it? I wanted the house before I met him. Let's keep going back to that.
For anyone that doesn't know the previous relationship, you moved in. Would you say you were a flatmate or a lodger?
Lodger.
He was the landlord of a place.
Yeah.
You needed a place to stay. He had a room to let. You and him became more than lodger and tenant, lodger and landlord
Yes.
very quickly. And then the day you moved in, you actually moved into his room rather than your room. That's pretty quick.
Yeah. That's one of those awkward ones, though. What do you do?
That was an awkward one, yes. It was, at the end, I don't know how you get out of that. It's like, I'm leaving you. You can't. I'm your landlord. You can't leave me. You live here. I don't know even how you got out of that one.
In the end, I did, though, didn't I? I left and moved out.
Yes, you did. But the relationship ended while you were still there.
Yeah, but Graham,
which complicated everything, especially considering you tried to rekindle the flame.
Yeah. Well, that was just an accident. But
I've told you before. I have been in the ultimate romantic situation many times. Never by accident.
well, in that situation, it was not me pushing things forward. It was him pushing things forward.
Forward meaning
So
pushing
he
things
was
forward?
rushing things and
Yes.
making, and I was trying to take things steady. He was rushing things forward. In this situation,
What month did you move in?
June.
It was June.
Yeah.
Because your parents stayed at Christmas.
Yeah.
Stayed over.
But that was one of those situations that's making me out to be like I rush things.
I'm just giving the time frame, and if anybody is watching this, they can make up their own mind whether they think
Okay.
it's quick or not. It seems
Well-
quick to me.
Well, they can have logical explanation is I was living up there and had to work and couldn't
Yes.
go home for Christmas.
Yes.
If I could have gone home for Christmas, then we would have had Christmas separately and I would have been with my family.
There you go.
But because I had to work, my
Yes.
family said, "Oh, well, we'll come and visit you."
There you go.
So that's why
That
we had
explains
Christmas
it all
together.
nicely. Yes.
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 So with this one, I don't think it's rushing it. I think it's
Okay.
nice. It's nice that I get on well with my family and I want them to meet him. And, like I said, if it's not going to work, it's not going to work. What am I going to wait for? I'm 30.
It just seems at this, the clock is ticking.
Exactly.
And but at this pace, I say within 12 months, if he's stationed on a military base in Cyprus, then you will be there in the couple's quarters.
Yes.
Yes.
That's something I have to bear in mind.
Have you considered BFBS?
What's that?
British Forces Broadcasting.
Oh, good plan.
Well, hey, actually, I met a few of those people at a radio convention in London a few weeks ago. They were really nice people.
They're lovely. I listen to them down here.
British Forces, BFBS, British Forces Broadcasting Service. I think that's what the initials stand for. It has to be initials. It's the military. It's the rules.
Yeah.
Everything has to be. Maybe you should look at that because you could find yourself stationed overseas. Yeah. The way it's going, possibly Syria.
But no, they're not going to go over there.
You know why
And I won't.
Amy, you know why we have the military, don't you? It's
Yes.
not because these guys enjoy climbing on frames, going underwater and climbing things and taking travel. There's a reason why we have them.
I know, but I like to not think about that.
I know it is the elephant in the military room.
Yeah. That's
But-
the horrible bit.
He's more likely to be sent somewhere dodgy if something kicks off. And if you are with him and, you're going too. You'll get a
'cause
medal, though.
I'll get a medal.
Yeah,
I don't get
my mate,
Really?
what's his name? Jason King. Jason
Yeah.
King, who I worked with at Century Radio in the East Midlands, worked for BFBS. He did the mid-morning show when I
Right.
got there, and he had worked previously for BFBS, and he was stationed, I think it was Kosovo. It was somewhere where something kicked off. And because he was there at the time of the full-on conflict, when they get their campaign medal, when the soldiers and the military people, when they get their medal for being, active service combat zone. I know I'm insulting a lot of military people by using the wrong phrases, but anyway, if you are amongst it, within distance of a front line or something, you get a medal to say you were part of that campaign, and he got a medal. He's got a medal.
That's incredible.
Even though all he did was talk on the radio, but he was, it's an important job for morale and all the rest of it, and connect them with home and realise.
Can I do that from here?
No.
Well, I have to actually. I don't want to go.
You can. They have lots. They have lots of BFBS. There's probably one. Isn't there one at Bovington?
I think there's one in Salisbury because I think I
more than
I get it
big
sometimes.
military town. Yeah.
Yeah. So I could do that, but I won't get a medal for that. But I wouldn't want to do that for the medal anyway.
Not unless they invade Salisbury. No. But if Marine Boy is sent to somewhere where there's action and you have to go and live there with him, then you should explore working for BFBS.
Yeah. I don't think I'd have to go too, though. Because they go, don't they? They don't take the girlfriends and the wives with them.
Sometimes they do. There's couples quarters. Married quarters. I don't know if you have to be married first.
Yeah.
The way this is going, you'll be married by... When you see him again Thursday, you'll be married before the weekend. The speed of this...
You have to be married to get into married quarters. But what would I do with Blackjack? I can't take Blackjack with me.
No, they don't have the cavalry anymore.
Oh my God. Whoa, you're thinking so far ahead.
But you're moving at this kind of speed. I'm trying to keep up.
I do like the thought of BFBS, but I don't think I could. Him going away is I just block that out and forget about that. Okay. I don't want to think about stuff because that's really horrible.
All right.
And wherever he's going,
well, not necessarily. He might be bringing freedom to people who really need it, but it mightn't be a military intervention. They might be, bringing a water pipe or something. They do lots of good stuff too.
Yeah, I know that stuff's cool.
Yes.
And like the thought that he might actually have to go somewhere where it's dangerous. I don't want to think of that. That's horrible.
Okay. All right. But that.
So we just wait until. See, I'm the sort of person that worries a lot.
Yes.
So I'm going to try not to worry.
Don't worry.
And I can handle big things and I can handle big problems. So when those big problems arise, I'll handle it. But until then.
But just be aware, if you are a military wife, you could find yourself in the heat of the action.
Yeah. I don't have to, do I?
I'm thinking that might be grounds for divorce. So why do you want to divorce Amy? Because she wouldn't leave pool.
Okay. You're so good at freaking me out with stuff.
I'm not trying to freak you out. I'm trying to keep up.
Okay. Well, it's going really well. And I think, yes, if we had to move somewhere in the long-term future, then I'd go. Of course I would.
See, it sounds like I'm just saying this, but, married 28 years.
Yes. And
must
with
know
a wife,
something about it.
With a wife
lived in 3 different
you.
countries. Yes. Must know something about this.
Yes. Congratulations, 28 years.
Thank you.
How have you done this?
I've no idea. You'd have to ask Julie. You know me. How she puts up with it, I don't know. She must have amazing coping mechanism.
Hey, I watched your video of you getting married. It was lovely. Yeah. It was so lovely.
A long time ago. Who were those people?
It's incredible. Julie looks so elegant and regal. She's just beautiful as she glides down the aisle. And you look like the cat's got the cream the whole time. You're so sweet. You keep looking at her and then smiling like, I can't believe I've got her. I can't believe she's mine.
Well, her mum made her dress,
Really? Yeah. It's beautiful. Yeah. Really lovely.
Yeah, and I was, of course, in a rented suit, which...
Oh. Well, you've done her proud, haven't you? You've looked after Julie. You've got a nice roof over your head. You've done everything that would be expected of you as a husband.
Yeah, but she married a pipe fitter. And ended up with a radio person. So, but that's her fault too. because she
But
said I could do it.
It's not her fault. I'd say she's supported you in whatever you've wanted to do, which is incredible.
It is. It is.
And actually, you two met really young, and people change. And over that time, you went through that change, and she went through that change with you, which is you becoming a radio personality. It could have gone horribly wrong there.
Yes.
Because between 17 and 24,
yes.
that's the biggest time that people actually change in their mind.
Because when I met Julie, she was 17.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 17 and 24 is lovely. Yeah. It's nice.
Yeah. She didn't get married till she was 19, though.
Yes.
So
okay.
we waited.
See, now that's quick, really.
What?
You only waited 2 years.
Not even that. In fact, she was 19 on September the 22nd, and we got married on October the 3rd.
Okay. So how long was it that you had been together until you moved in together?
When we got married, we moved in.
Oh, okay. So you lived separately for 2 years.
She lived with her parents, and I lived in Diggs with Mrs. Brune, an old Scottish woman, yeah. And then we moved in. We bought a house.
Now that is going quickly. And you talk about me going quickly.
See, I know all about going quickly.
Yeah.
When you find the one, you know. When you know, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you do for your anniversary?
Well, every year since we've been back in Britain, so every year since 1997, when we came back to Britain, we came back in February 97, we go to a European city for the weekend. And the first one we did was Paris, and then it was Amsterdam, and then Brussels, and then Rome. And I can't remember them in order now, but I know we've done Monte Carlo and Prague, and we've done Copenhagen, and a different European city every year. One that we've never been to before. We did Edinburgh one year. This year we went to Stockholm in Sweden.
Where is Stockholm? Okay,
Sweden.
thank you.
Sweden. It's in Scandinavia, because Sweden, Denmark, and Norway are Scandinavia, not Finland. A lot of people make that mistake. No, the Finns are not in Scandinavia. It's different. Mm-hmm. Anyway, Stockholm's fab.
Is it? Was it snowing?
No, it was warmer than here.
Really?
Yes.
What's there?
Stockholm is fab. Well, there's no fat people.
Really? Are they all blonde?
A lot of them are tall blondes. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're very polite people. They're like the Japanese, only tall. I've been to Tokyo, but they're like the Japanese. Everything is like neat and ordered, like in Japan. And if you've been in Muji, that's Japan. Okay. And it's like that, but they're really nice. I would never play poker with one because they're so hard to read. They're all
really?
Yeah, polite, friendly. Hello, how are you? And you're like, fine. But they're friendly and polite. They don't like cash.
Oh.
You could visit Stockholm easily for the weekend and take no cash. The Abba Museum, for instance, yes, we went there. Actually, proudly says this is a cashless museum. You will need a card here. We don't take cash.
Why? What's their reasoning for not taking cash then?
Don't know. In the taxis, we got the taxi from the airport, and I noticed. I said, "Oh, you take cards?" I said, "Do you want a card or cash?" Old card. The taxi driver wanted the card.
Wow.
They're not big on tipping. Everything, fast food, anything you name it, they want cards. They don't want cash. And so,
aren't they? Isn't it Sweden that has the most beautiful people?
They're good-looking people. Good-looking people. We went to the Nobel Museum, where the Nobel Prize is awarded every year, all the Nobel Prizes in the different categories.
Right.
I see the bloke who invented the transistor actually got a Nobel Prize.
What's a transistor?
That made portable radio possible.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So, yeah, and not a single fat person, which is odd because the Swedish invented the all-you-can-eat smorgasbord. You would think...
Really?
You would think either large people would have invented that, or after the invention of that, you would end up with more large people. But no, This is Sweden. Things are different there. They must be too polite to have too many servings. Yeah, isn't that good?
So where are all the fat people?
There aren't any.
Do they hide them? They
don't-
must have fat people in Sweden.
Maybe they shoot them.
You just
I
didn't
don't
see
know.
any.
They might cull them at night. I don't know. There aren't any.
Wow.
We even saw skeletons, real ones. We went to the Vasa Museum. The Vasa is a ship that sunk.
What a real body.
Huh? Hang on, you went funny then. What? What? What do you say?
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Yes. What
I
was that?
said, what a real skeleton.
Yeah, loads of them. This ship called the Vasa in 1400 and something or other, long time ago, it sank in the harbour on its maiden voyage. It was a warship, wooden sailing ship, and it stayed there for like 200 years, 300 years, and then they brought it back up again, and now there's a museum, and you see the ship, the whole ship is there, and all the people went down on it, and they've got all the skeletons laid out. And they've got the skeleton, and they've recreated some of the crew to look like what they would have looked like, but they're skeletons. And the thing you think is, every time you see them, you think, why are skeletons so happy?
Oh, do they look happy? How do they know though what they? How do they know? You look just like a skeleton.
Yes, that was my skeleton. Yeah, I do a very good skeleton.
How do they know what the guys look like to be able to recreate it?
Oh, they're
and
just making
you don't need to go all the way.
How do they know what the
Stockholm.
dinosaurs look like? But they recreate them. It's the same technique.
Yeah, I don't know how they do that either. But you don't need to go all the way to Stockholm to look at some skeletons, because just down the road.
Well, I didn't go. I didn't go all the way to Stockholm to look at the skeletons. Yeah, I could have.
Okay.
Yeah, where have you got them?
We've got them. Just Portland.
Yes.
Portland, is where all the pirates used to ship and land.
Yes.
And so there's loads of skeletons of pirates there, and like pirate graveyards and things with the skull and crossbones.
Well, there you go. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this wasn't a pirate ship, but it was a ship. So that was we went to the Vasa Museum first. We went to the Abba Museum directly after that.
And how was that? You know how you love Abba? Yeah, money. Tragedy.
Well, they had I don't think tragedy was theirs, but they had
it not?
they had a song Honey Honey. That they had one called Honey Honey, and in the Abba Museum gift shop you could buy honey called Honey Honey.
Oh,
don't let anyone tell you the Swedish don't know how to make a joke. So that was.
Was Tragedy really not Abba's?
Pretty sure it was. The
I
Bee
thought
Gees.
it was S Club 7's remix of Abba's.
I think it's the Bee Gees.
Oh, I do get them.
The Bee Gees, I can understand. Bee Gees looked a lot like ABBA. Same kind of outfits, just beards. Mind you, one of them did have a beard. Yeah, that's right. He did, didn't he?
So what did you learn?
In fact, I remember my mate, he used to have a real thing for the blonde one in ABBA.
Oh, really? She was pretty.
No, then he grew a beard and he went right off her. That's an old joke. So
what did you learn? What did you learn from the ABBA one?
ABBA was disposable pop. It was of its time. They won Eurovision with Waterloo in '74, which kind of, propelled them internationally. Very big in Australia. They're #1 in America with Dancing Queen. Yeah.
Oh, really?
By the way, Dancing Queen, when we went on the hop on, hop off tourist bus, it was a boat. It was the hop on, hop off, which I liked saying because it sounded like I was speaking Swedish.
Yeah.
Do you know where the hop on, hop off is? Hop on, hop off? Yes, it is over there. Ah, thank you. Hop on, hop off. The boat, which we picked us up outside the back of the ABBA Museum, the name of the boat? The Dancing Queen.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, the African Queen's lesser known Swedish sister ship, the Dancing Queen.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. Did
you have to sing along to the music?
There were booths where you could do that.
Yeah.
But that's so Swedish, is you went in a booth and shut a curtain. They're not, but they, you always think about them. Don't they all hang around in the nuddy and smoke pipes and that?
Who's Sweden?
Pretty sure that's.
See, I get the Swedes and the Swiss, and I get them
Swedes
all
and the
confused.
Swiss. No, you can get the Swedes and the Danes and the Norwegians because they're your Scandinavians. They're your old Viking stock. And the Vikings are a lot more conservative than they used to be. The Vikings used to be all about rape and pillage, but I notice now they run a line of car ferries out of Stockholm. It was called Viking Line car ferries.
Oh, okay.
So they've kind of,
moved with the times.
Since they've switched from the longboat, they've dumped the shields and all the raping and pillaging, and now they're parking cars neatly in rows on the car deck.
Good.
So that's nice to know that they've moved. The thing that never makes sense is you would not meet a more friendly, more peaceful, accommodating people than the Swedish. They are lovely.
Oh, nice.
But the Vikings were invading marauders.
Well,
So
I've heard
clearly
they're
these
quite.
people are
They're
not.
quite.
How can they be descended from Vikings? What happened
Because
there?
I've
How'd they get
heard
so
that
chilled out?
They're quite cutthroat with business.
Oh,
So when it comes to doing business,
they're
the
channeling the
Germans-
aggression.
Yes,
Ah.
the Germans, the Swedes, the Norwegians are quite hard.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
they speak
You don't mess
excellent
them about when it
they
comes to
speak
money.
excellent English, which was always good to know. Of course, the only problem with the trip is we didn't drive to Sweden. It would have taken too long. We had to fly.
Oh, who did you fly with this time?
SAS.
The SAS?
Yes.
What, they gave you a private flight, did they?
No, Scandinavian Air Service.
Right.
They have SAS on the tail of the
I
plane.
thought you meant you flew with like the actual SAS.
I did. Scandinavian Air Service.
Okay, and what were they like?
They
Now,
were all
okay,
right,
before
yeah.
you say,
Okay.
I'm picturing
Yes.
beautiful blonde hair, long-legged, blue eyes, very, very sexy little trolley dollies.
Yeah, some of them. Yeah, I'd say some of them were like that in earlier years.
Oh, okay.
They obviously work, till quite late in life.
Everything's moved south.
Yes. It was the usual drama of me on a plane. Answer me this. How is it I can quite easily get up out of an aircraft seat without even touching the seat in front of me? I can push myself up from the armrests and I'm out of the chair and I'm out. I can go down the aisle and use the toilet. But the person behind me cannot do that. They have to reach back and pull my seat back and my hair to get out of their seat. How is it that I'm the only person in the entire world that knows how to get up out of a plane seat without even touching the seat in front? What's that all about?
Did you turn around and say anything?
I didn't turn around and say anything. I was with Julie. And it was our anniversary weekend. That would not have been a good idea. However, on the flight, the flight itself, some amazing, spooky coincidences.
What happened?
Okay. On our way out, flying from Heathrow, we're in the queue to get on the plane, and I spot the guy with the eyebrows.
Right.
You know the old guy with he's got the antennas and the two furry, scared animals on top of his eyes.
Is he famous?
No, I like spotting those people.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like to Julie, hey, look, eyebrow boy, look, there he is, look. And she's like, wait. Next minute, he's scanned his boarding pass and he's gone and we've missed him. He's on the plane. We've missed him. So I'm like, oh, that's a shame. Julie would have enjoyed that. It's always funny. So we're walking down the aisle of the plane. We get to our seat. Now, I always have an aisle seat so I can get in and out. I like freedom. Julie's got the middle. Row 17, window seat. Eyebrow boy.
No.
Sat next to Julie.
No way.
So she didn't, and she's like to me. And I'm like,
Oh, eyebrow man.
what a coincidence.
Yeah, did you talk to him?
No, of course not. Anyway.
So you just then ignored him. So he's given you entertainment and you ignored him for the whole flight.
Yeah.
See, I would have known where he was from, where he was going, his whole life
How
story.
can you talk to someone with eyebrows like that? You end up talking to the eyebrows.
Well, you have to be polite and look into the eyes. Well, maybe he doesn't know his eyebrows are like that.
Well, the other coincidence happened on the plane home. However, it started in the duty-free shop in Heathrow on the way there.
Right.
Stay with me.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're in the duty-free shop. We got time to kill. We're looking, and we see those little... Have you seen these new things you can get? You know how you used to have a camera with lenses that attach?
Yes.
You had to have quite a big SLR camera. But now you can get little snapshot cameras that take interchangeable lenses. Have you seen them?
Okay. No, I haven't. They're
They're
new.
really small, but they take these lenses. And really, the drawback with the camera phone is, although they're incredibly versatile and you've got the camera on you, you don't have the range of lenses. If you wanted to have like a super fisheye lens or wide angle or a long lens or something, you can only really zoom in and out. And if you zoom too far in, it goes a bit grainy and whatever. So you don't want a big ass SLR And for most things, the camera phone's fine, but wouldn't it be good to have a little camera that takes the lenses so you've got the versatility?
Yes, that's brilliant.
We're looking at this and we're talking about it in the shop. But the cheapest one was like 300 quid. Well, you know, most...
Wait until January. Get them in the sale then.
But even if it was 200 quid, in fact, all of the pictures I take, I don't even save them.
Oh.
I tweet them.
Yeah.
To spend more than 200 quid on twit pics.
Not worth it.
Not worth it. So we gave that a miss. So we're on the plane on the way home, and I pick up, you know, got the brochure, you can do the shopping on the plane, and it's all usually bottles of alcohol and perfume and watches and stuff.
Yeah.
There's a thing there, and it is lenses you can add to your iPhone.
No.
In a little pack, 3 lenses, a macro lens, a wide-angle lens, and a super fisheye lens.
Oh my gosh, the 3 things you wanted?
Yes. For the iPhone.
Wow. Okay.
So I looked at it and it said it was 399 Swedish crowns.
How much is that?
Well, I've got a converter on my phone. I converted it, 31 quid.
Shut up. No way.
So I'm like, game on.
Did you get it?
Well, it gets even spookier. When you're on your way back from a holiday, you're trying to use up the local money.
Yes.
If you're coming back from America or Eurozone, it doesn't really matter because you know you'll go back. You might as well just keep hold of them until next time you go. I don't know when I'm ever going to need Swedish crowns again. So I want to use them up. I need 399. I open my wallet, exactly 400.
The exact amount
The exact amount I need.
Yes.
So we got them.
Let's have a look.
What? At the lenses? No, Julie's got them.
No, I want to see.
Well, I've put a fisheye picture on my blog.
Okay.
My blog, which is grahammack.wordpress.com. At the bottom of me explaining this amazing coincidence, you can see a fisheye picture I took of us sat on the plane. A selfie.
And is it good?
A fisheye selfie. It's great.
I wish I'd known because I would have told you to get me one. I'm always taking photos with my iPhone.
Well, there you go. Well, now you can get interchangeable lenses for your iPhone.
That's
How cool
so
is
good.
that?
That's awesome. Yeah, definitely.
The only tragedy is if we'd had them on the way out, we could have got some belting pictures of those eyebrows. The big fisheye.
Oh, amazing. Well, I'm glad you had a nice time.
Great time. Yeah, great time.
Well done. Happy anniversary.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, thanks so much. So we'll catch up with you next week and I'll speak to you soon.
Talk to you then. Bye.